The truth is, R. Kelly is an R&B legend. He was the biggest R&B artist in the 90s and the early 2000s, selling over 75 million records worldwide. But R. Kelly's success came paired with controversy. As big of a star Kelly was, you can guarantee that he had all types of women head over heels for him, but he wasn't interested in women his age, being arrested twice for the same despicable actions. But why was he released in the first place? Join me in this episode as we uncover the dark truth about R. Kelly. R. Kelly was born January 8, 1967 in Chicago, Illinois, being raised in a single-parent home by his mother, who herself was a professional singer who sang at clubs and lead in her choir. R. Kelly never met or even knew his father. Growing up, he would live in Wells Home public housing. His mother did the best she can do for him, but often fell short on what she could provide as a single mother. When Kelly was 8, his mother would make him sing in her choir. Kelly attended Kenwood Academy in Chicago. While attending that school, he was encouraged by a music teacher to enter a talent show. He was very shy at the time, but still sang so well that he won the first place prize. His music teacher advised Kelly to drop out of the basketball team so that he may focus on music, which at first Kelly didn't agree with, but later came along to consider the idea. Kelly would learn that he had a learning disability, which he thought could have been dyslexia, that prevented him from reading and writing. This made Kelly drop out of school. After dropping out, Kelly would start performing in the streets, eventually forming a group with 3 of his friends called NGM. Soon after forming the group, they would enter themselves into a talent TV show named Big Creek and ended up winning first place and getting a $100,000 grand prize, even getting a single deal with Tav Dash Records. Shortly after releasing their single, the group would break up, and Kelly would get placed in another group named Public Announcement after signing with Jive Records. He would perform with the group until 1993. Shortly after losing his mother, Kelly would release his debut solo album, 12 Play, with the hit song Bump and Grind, which spent 12 weeks at #1 at the charts, breaking records at the time. Kelly was everywhere, jump-starting his luxurious career. This is what you may already know about R. Kelly, but the truth is much more sinister than this. I have come to the conclusion that R. Kelly has sold his soul to the devil and took an oath to serve Lucifer in order to achieve his dreams, that he was purposely allowed to do the evil things he is currently being accused of doing. The reason I have come to this conclusion is no other than R. Kelly himself. From his music and his accusations, you can clearly see what agenda R. Kelly was instructed to push. R. Kelly was arrested June of 2002 for despicable allegations of filming himself and young girls doing things that are too vulgar to say on YouTube. The judge will later dismiss all charges after the star witness wouldn't testify, even though he was clearly seen on camera doing disgusting acts. It was later stated that the witness was paid off. Kelly would be accused by many women and young girls of mistreatment, where he would just settle with the accusers out of court, avoiding any criminal charges. If you're like me, you may ask yourself, why would they let R. Kelly go even though they clearly had it on video? A video that had copies made and was passed around the industry with many other high-profile names admitting to possessing and watching the video. How could this not be more than enough evidence to put a man with such disgusting actions towards young girls in prison for the rest of his life? The reason that I believe that he was protected is because R. Kelly is a Freemason. As I said many times on my channel, many high-degree Masons participate in Aleister Crowley's demonic teachings. Crowley would write in his teachings about rituals that could only be done on young underage children. So it's no surprise that Kelly, being a Mason, would be let free to continue doing such evil things. The justice system is ran by high-ranking Freemasons. R. Kelly was a monster who was allowed for years to damage the lives of hundreds, if not thousands of young girls. In his recent arrest, he was accused of running in a cult where he would recruit and convince young women into leaving their family and moving into his home, where many of them have come out to depict the evil conditions that R. Kelly kept them in. They would accuse Kelly of keeping them captive while being forced to please all of R. Kelly's demands and desires. He would use his fame and notoriety to trick young women into leaving their families behind for a chance at fame, when in reality, they were leaving their lives to become property of Robert Kelly. Another crime R. Kelly was accused of was marrying Aaliyah when she was underage. These accusations have come back up in recent trial with a witness confirming the allegations. Kelly, who was 27 at the time, married Aaliyah, who was only 15. Kelly falsified documents in order to marry the two, and later, after getting her pregnant, forced her to get rid of it. R. Kelly was introduced to Aaliyah by her own uncle, who essentially sold her to the devil. Kelly would instantly take a liking to Aaliyah and began a relationship and got her signed to Jive Records. Aaliyah would release her debut album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, while having her relationship with Kelly, who was credited on writing on the album. If you would like to see a full episode on Aaliyah, Comment Aaliyah below. If 300 people comment her name, the next video will be about her. Kelly was using Aaliyah to spread a destructive agenda that would essentially benefit his sick desires, being with young underage girls. He was allowed to operate with his sick ways openly in the music industry. Even though people in the industry knew what Kelly was doing, he wasn't shunned. He was actually accepted, as he had features with many big-name artists after his allegations. For example, he was close with Jay-Z for a while. Him and Jay-Z will record a whole album together, even go on tour together, which ended after Jay-Z and Kelly would get into a disagreement. Nas, who was beefing with Jay-Z, claimed that he had proof that Jay-Z and Kelly were in the studio together with underage girls. If you saw my video on Jay-Z, then you know that I believe Jay-Z is a high-ranking Freemason with ties to the richest, most powerful billionaires in the industry, so I wouldn't put anything past him. To me, it's no surprise that Kelly and Jay-Z would be linked together, as they both were serving the same agenda. You might ask yourself, if R. Kelly is a Freemason and he is being protected, why is he now being arrested? In my opinion, I think it could be a combination of 3 different things. 1, he drew too much attention to himself, with multiple accusers coming out to accuse him. It's hard to deny it. 2, he might have pissed someone off who was higher than him. And 3, the devil no longer sees any use for him. See, I believe Kelly was guided since young by Lucifer to be who he is. Like I said before, Lucifer loves to approach weak-minded people when they're at their lowest points in their lives. He builds them up as soldiers to serve his command, spreading destruction wherever they can. R. Kelly clearly had a troubled childhood. Being poor and growing up in the projects is already hard enough. Add the countless other things that he has been put through as a child, clearly had negative effects on his life. R. Kelly was on top of the world because that's exactly where Lucifer wanted him to be. The record labels knew clearly what Kelly was doing. They approved of him, protected him, also that he may continue to spread their agenda. In many of Kelly's song lyrics, you can clearly hear him confessing and normalizing his evil deeds. In his song She Got the Vibe, while he was still with the group Public Announcement, he said little cute Aaliyah got it. Aaliyah was only 12 or 13 at the time. In another one of his songs, he states the lyrics only if you're old enough, 18 or older, or 16 and under. In his song Home Alone, he stated, parents not around, ladies all around me and the crew doing what we do. Kelly wouldn't be talking about his own parents either, because he was 31 when he released this song. The record labels approved and signed off on Kelly's lifestyle and music. They profited and made millions, encouraging Kelly to continue his evil actions. As we listen to our favorite artists, we must remember who they truly are and what they truly represent. These artists sold their souls in order to achieve their dreams and are willing to do anything and everything to make it. Kelly was a monster who the justice system left free, just like we saw with Cosby. Hopefully this time Kelly remains where he belongs, away from children. We must remember what agenda is being pushed. We must remember not to allow these artists to manipulate us into our own destruction. We must help those who can't see the truth, find the truth. Thank you for watching this episode of The Truth Is. I just wanted to let you know that I have started a second channel, and whoever subscribes before September 25th will be automatically entered to a giveaway, where I would be picking 3 winners, each getting $50 and a Know the Truth shirt. If you would like to further support the channel, join me on Patreon, the link would be in the description. If you join me before the 28th of this month, you could be entered to this month's monthly raffle, where you can win a shirt, a cash prize, and even pick a video topic. Also, please leave a comment below on your thoughts on this video and on any future topics you would like to see me cover on my channel. If you like this video, please hit the like button, as this helps other people find these videos. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified of future videos. Please follow me on Instagram at TheTruthIs01 and on TikTok at TheTruthIs. I would gladly appreciate it. Thank you. Goodbye.